Welcome to the Indiana State Board of Animal Health VET-CVI orientation video. This video will explain how to create a tuberculosis test chart.
To get started creating your TB test chart, you can either click TB test here, or on the sidebar, you can also click TB test here. The first page is just going to be your veterinarian information, so that is pulling from your account. If any of this needs to be changed, you'll need to change that within your account. If you have any questions on how to do that, please see our Navigating VET-CVI video. Go ahead and click Next in the bottom right. From here, you've got your animal location, so you'll need to enter the first and last name or the business name of your client. One or the other, you do not need both. And the full physical address of where the animals are located. And again, this does need to be the address of where the animals are located. It cannot be a PO box address. Email address is not required. However, if you do include one for your client, once this is submitted, they will receive a copy of the TB test chart. Premise ID is not required. However, this should be included since these are large animals and livestock animals, so your client should have a premise ID number. If they do not know what their premise ID number is, you can give our office a call and we can look it up for them. Scrolling down is your owner details. So this is if the information for your client differs from where the animals are. So if they live on a different road or at a different farm, you can type that information in here. Or if they have a PO box address that they get business information sent to, that is where you can enter the PO box. Or if it's the same, you can also click same as above and it'll fill in that information. All of this looks correct. You can click next in the bottom right. So this is your test related information. The first thing is going to be a herd number. In Indiana, we do not assign herd numbers to our cattle herds. So you can leave this box empty. This is not referring to how many animals are in the herd. It's for if the client has a specific herd number assigned by our office, which we do not do. So just go ahead and leave it blank. You've got your reason for test, which you can select from a drop-down. Most common is probably going to be if another state requires this test before they can move, you can do sale or show. Or if for some reason a test or a herd nearby has tested positive for TB, you can do any of the retest or tracing. However, you're probably not going to use that unless our office specifies. So I'm going to do sale or show. You'll need to select your species from the drop-down. I'm going to do cattle. And your method of test should almost always be caudal fold test. If you are testing all of the animals in the herd, you can toggle this on to yes. Eligible animals in the herd, so that's the number that you're testing. I'm going to do 3. And the serial number on your tuberculin vial. You'll need to include your injection date and the injection time. This will automatically populate with the time of when you opened VET-CVI and started creating your TB test chart. So you'll probably need to change this. Then your observation date, which should be 3 days after your injection date, and the time. And then certification for payment. This should almost always be owner expense unless otherwise specified by our office. Then you'll click next in the bottom right corner. And here's where you'll be adding your animal information. This is very similar to adding animals for a CVI. So you'll click add. So I will do single, so this is adding one at a time. Animal description, purpose, and then your hopefully negative suspect or reactor. Then you'll need to add in your ID. Since this is a federal form and a TB test, these animals must have official ID when you're doing a TB test chart. So that will need to be a visual and RFID tag. Most commonly is going to be your 840 button tag. Once you've got your ID entered, you can click Save in the bottom right. Now I am testing 3 animals, so I'll go ahead and click Add again. But let's say the next 2 have very similar information, like age, sex, and breed. So for my head count, I'll click 2, breed, these were also negative. And now since I'm adding multiple at a time, you'll have your official, your AIN, animal identification number, so your 840 tag. Apply same to all will apply the same value to each animal, but they each need to have individual IDs. You can select range, so if the IDs are in sequence, you can put the starting value here and then click save, and it will automatically create all of the animals with the sequence. Or you can select manual, so if their tags are not in sequence, you can type them in this box. Click enter and enter your next one. You can also, if you've got the IDs on a spreadsheet, you can copy and paste them into this box. Just make sure there are no spaces after the IDs before you click save. So now I've got all 3 of my animals here. If anything needs to be changed, you can click the edit button next to that animal and make any changes that you need to. Once all of your animals are entered, you'll click next in the bottom right corner. This takes you to your review page. Business name is in red, but as a reminder, you only need your first and last name or business name. Got your test information and your animal information. If anything needs to be changed within these different sections, you can click the edit button to the right of that section. It will take you back there. You can make any changes needed and keep clicking next until you get back to your review page, or if you click the 3 dots in the top right, you can easily navigate quickly back. Everything is correct, you can click next. Here's where you'll check to certify and click submit, or you can also click preview. This will bring up a PDF copy of what your TB test chart will look like once submitted. You can see it says draft in the background because it has not been submitted yet. Everything still looks correct. You'll go back, click your check mark, and then click submit. You should pretty quickly get a box letting you know that your application submitted successfully, and it'll take you back to your dashboard. Since it has been submitted, whichever email address you have used for your account should receive a copy of the TB test chart now that's been submitted. If you need to look at it anywhere else, you can also go to your TB/OCV status. This will let you know if it has been delivered. I've got one here you can see. If you're not on Wi-Fi when you submit or on internet, it might say pending, but once you get back to Wi-Fi or internet, you can click the sync button and it should go from pending to delivered. You can also go to search TB and OCV history to look up any of your completed TB test charts. You can search by certificate number or the date that you created it, and it should pop up there. You can either click the PDF button to bring up a PDF copy, or like I said, there should also be a copy in your email. If you're doing the same TB test chart frequently for the same client, you can copy a TB test chart. That will then create a new one with the same same owner information. That is how you create a TB test chart with the VET-CVI program.
Thank you for viewing this video. If you need additional assistance, check out the BOAH website.